Chop, 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 chop. What on, people? Yeah, man, we there again, eh? Big up on yourself, man. They are up and running like the sun, up and burning. You see it, me people. So I one of them thing there, but we there again with you know. You don't know the thing said cutting edge style in the night, yeah. Eh. And you don't know record the program in a real time, you know, people. So all you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. You know how the thing go. You see it. You don't know. One love. A mad thing. Up to the time. You see it. Boy, when I know what I gonna expect tonight, no, but you don't know the thing go. Yeah, man. Just like, share, and subscribe.
This poem, It. And when we say it, we are talking about it. Big it. Big it. Never it not Jamaica upon any radio and no dance hall, but those who know that poem is the most remixed poem ever. Ever, when I say ever, I mean ever. This poem. Holy, that can no rain not fall, and as we have to no rain never fall today. But here we know. Anybody a follow up we are going in America? I mean one get addicted to it. Trust me, every minute of the day, I have to really check where I go on over there. Why them always treat Asians or Rasta? It is a place where we respect the genealogy of the people, them respect them resilience against colonialism and slavery. And we see where them are got through because of history and them reason for going through where them are got through now. But we know the Asian them, especially when they are in New York, them really are some serious working people still. But people just, at least some people just can't take 80. Can't take 80. And you have Jamaican, I think I mentioned it week before last week, that you have people where don't like 80 because of the voodoo thing where them hear about. And them don't understand the voodoo. Them don't understand Santeria. Them don't understand Obia. Them don't understand none of the African retentive spiritual consciousness. Because it don't in line with white people idea of what is supposed to be spiritual and religious. And we know that every nation and race have a religion that bind them, because we said that before, say it again, religion come from culture. Most things, as a matter of fact, come out of culture. If you check the study of all of the discipline them, it come from culture. Culture is the centerpiece for all disciplines where one will study. And no exemption in religion. So one religion can suffice for the whole world. I just that way I say. One religion can't do for the whole world. You know, see it. Each one have them own ideas and concepts, given the cultural history where them have. And until them move out of that cultural history, either by force or by what you call displacement, geographically displaced, them adapt themselves to a different way, different understanding. So the 80 people them develop a certain way, and them continue that way and is now paying for it, that way that them hold fast to, that African retentive element of themselves. And we see them in America, like most ones coming from this part of the world, I look better life. And I know some more Jamaican there, America, than 80 Asian people. I know that. I never have to ask that. Jamaican led them more than any other group of people from the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, if you check it, you could have more Jamaican outside of Jamaica than inside of Jamaica. Because them say 3 million people, they are Jamaica. Trust me, you go to certain places, like Florida. It's like we colonize Florida in reverse, especially down in a Miramar there and in a Dade County there. A Jamaica run long there, so who are you up all the Jamaican people them in a Florida, in a Miami? Sorry, what's your Miami in a Florida? Who are you look all the people them who are Jamaican who know say the Jamaican culture is so embedded in a Miami. Not even the Cuban experience, I would know say a whole heap of Cuban there, is as bright and bold as Jamaican culture. I will see this lady, I don't know how it feels to this man here when he Trump. If you know, say one is a woman with Jamaican background, a tribe case. Yes, she dependent case. And two is a woman with Jamaican background. Stand up to him where millions of people are see it. Where a Jamaican, a woman with Jamaican background, Indian heritage. Stand up to him and make him look like an idiot. Yes. You know how much time I watch it, man? I tell you. I tell you what, to the point now where him go say one little something now, where that make all popularity look like it has dwindled. You know, sometimes it need just, you know, a man way up there and it just need one little thing for him do it. And they seem start go right down. Well, apparently, that IT experience, that IT lie we tell, seems as if it make him now go down. All where Aristotle, all we should have do, the bowl and the hype and this and that, never help her like this man have put him out in the pot and it burn him. This little thing I will say about the people them in the IT eat cat and dog and geese. You'll look on the repercussions we have all over America, you know. And the world. People can't believe say a man said that we are run for the president of America. Can't believe him say that. And him and him little friend, JD there, I buckle down to it. Then hear the brother just, man, look at the thing today and I say, you know, people not responding to the essence of what the election is about. So they have to make up story to make people get interested. Imagine that. The man who run for vice president with Donald Trump. I say him have to make up story so that people that can come to the reality of what is the election is all about. So you make up a story like that, Rasta. You make up a story, say some people who migrate to America and work there legally. You're going to make up now, say, them they eat people pet. I tell you, Rasta, and the wickedest thing a man could ever do to a group of people. Wickedest thing, man, a man could have do with a group of people. People who they work hard and I look a better life. No, if you run up and down because they might get threat and all them, something, the bomb threat and this threat and that threat. Well, that remark alone seems as if it went to lick him down on the ground. I don't know, maybe something happened the next day now, and because I'm going to try ride on the second the second attempted assassination, but it look like that never worked because of what him say. And what him say, you can't say it override everything else we are going, everything else. This is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. We take a break. That the Asian people them is stealing people pet and eating them on television. The man who are run to be the president of America said that. Millions of people say that. Millions hear it and repost it and repost it and repost it. And I know, say, of all the things them was said on that debate, nothing what was said is remembered. Either said by Kamala or said by him. Nothing that was said was as impactful as what Donald Trump said about the people them from IT. It's that, why may I tell you? Anyway, we're going to see how them people have vote. Because that is really the thing, you know. It's the only country where I know, I tell you, after that a couple of weeks ago, you know. I tell you, I said, name me one democratic country where it's not the majority of people who vote and the party who get the majority of vote win. The only country where that happen, it take like about 7 states to decide who win the election. It's not the majority. So you can get the majority vote and still lose because 7 states they were going to decide that. They're going to have to lick that down. Somebody have to come and say that can't work because that's not democracy. That means millions of people vote, get cast away, and the only vote that is going to count and make it be the ones who win or the person who win the election is those that is in the 7 states. That's why America shouldn't be a continent. America shouldn't be a continent because nothing works so. Nothing works so. Anyway, that is something where we are going to look to see where I go on. Well, last year that tune, yeah. Make you know in Jamaica. Well, most of the time, and I go broad spread it so, but you hardly hear them kind of put together music again. Hardly hear it. All right, we want to play this. Listen. Serious thing.
Albert Einstein, a black girl who can speak 10 different languages, or a black boy who started speaking in full sentences at the age of only 6 months? Well, let's know about the 10 most genius black kids. Number 10, Ramarni Wilfred. If Einstein and Stephen Hawking had a genius competition, guess who would win? That's right, Ramarni Wilfred. This kid has an IQ of 162, 2 points higher than both Einstein and Hawking. Imagine being able to read and write fluently before the age of 3. By 10, Ramarni decided to casually score higher than some of the greatest minds ever on the IQ test. Number 9, Anila Beavers. What were you doing at 4 months old? Probably babbling, right? Well, Anila Beavers was reciting her ABCs. And by the age of 4, not only was she reading, but also speaking Spanish fluently. Her IQ was 145, and she became a member of Mensa at the age of 4. If anyone deserves their own reality show, it's her. Imagine watching a toddler solve puzzles while casually discussing world events in multiple languages. Number 8, Alana George. Alana George is another kid who makes the rest of us feel like we might have been a bit lazy growing up. At the age of 4, she had an IQ of 140 and could solve 50-piece puzzles faster than most adults could brew their morning coffee. She became the second youngest member of Mensa in the UK, showing that her intelligence is truly out of this world. Number 7, David Balogan. David Balogan didn't just graduate from high school at age 9, he did it all remotely, on his iPad. Let that sink in. This budding astrophysicist is already developing theories that challenge the Big Bang Theory, and he's got plans to explore the mysteries of black holes. In his spare time, he's inventing concepts like hologram computers. Basically, David is out here breaking scientific ground while the rest of us are just trying to figure out how to use our smartphones. Number 6, Kelvin Doe. In Sierra Leone, Kelvin Doe built a radio station at 15 using nothing but scraps. Think about it. Most kids that age are trying to figure out how to make a sandwich, and Kelvin's out here creating media platforms. His invention brought communication to his community and got him an invitation to speak at MIT. Number 5, Mabu Loiseau. Mabu is fluent in 8 languages and a master of 8 musical instruments at the age of 5. This multilingual prodigy speaks French, Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, and more, all while playing the piano, violin, and guitar. Number 4, Carson Huey. At just 14, Carson Huey was earning a master's degree in quantum physics. Most of us can't even say quantum mechanics without getting tongue-tied, and Carson's out here researching it. He's been fascinated with math since age 3 and is already on the path to a PhD in physics. If the world needs a new theoretical physicist to crack the mysteries of the universe, Carson is the one to watch. Number 3, Elena Annaly. At 13, Elena Annaly is not just attending medical school, she's also the founder of Brown STEM Girl, a nonprofit organization that empowers girls of color in STEM fields. Imagine juggling medical school with running an organization. She became the youngest African-American medical student ever, proving that she's not just smart, she's a trailblazer for future generations. Number 2, Caleb Anderson. Most kids learn how to read at age 5, but Caleb Anderson was reading by the age of 1. By 3, he was already tackling advanced math, and by 12, he was being recruited by Georgia Tech. Caleb's brain is like a supercomputer, processing information at lightning speed. He's on a fast track to becoming one of the youngest college students in history, leaving the rest of us wondering how he does it. Number 1, Adam Kirby. At just 6 months old, Adam Kirby was speaking in full sentences, and by age 2, he had an IQ of 141. Most toddlers are still figuring out how to walk, but Adam was solving puzzles and reading books. This pint-sized genius took the world by storm with his high mental development at such a tender age, leaving psychologists stunned and his parents thrilled. Here's a quick question. Isn't it true that the mainstream media never tells about Black genius children to keep them unknown?
Never do it. I'm so glad of the person who sent me that little clip. Believe you me, man. We need to hear some more of those things. Because right now, our mind just filled with dancing, singing, drinking, and dressing up. Exactly what them want we do. What we just listened to a while ago is where Marcus Garvey said, Black people need. We need more people who's involved in the advancement of science and technology. We need more people to understand the workings of the earth, that we don't do what we are doing to the planet right now and mess it up so much that it just react. Some of them people there in America, when you talk about climate change, them not accept that as a reality. Donald Trump said the lie, not no go so. not go so, but it's a weird thing that we saw. We have a clip here. Should I play the clip to you know, where I show you how iron smelting was first done in Jamaica. Yes. We're on the top of things. But we're gone now. We're gone. We're under the foot of some politician where we call bossy slave. We continue go on like say them righteous and go on like say them above reproach. But meanwhile, them a scheme, and I rob the coffers blind. And them know how to twist it and turn it that nobody don't know say it missing until years after. Them go find out say it missing. And then put them in the cookie jar and empty out the cookie jar. And when them get caught, them sit down there for years and live the same life. And not no come out of where them do. The robbery where them create. The things them where them involved in. Look on America, you know. America have the most, what them call it now, mass shooting in the earth, in the world. And them, you can't go in a store go buy a gun, just like that. And when I talk about gun, when I talk about like a pistol, we talk about gun where man carry go a war. And them defend them right to carry a gun. Defend it. And that those guns is ending up in Haiti, in Jamaica, in Trinidad, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, you name it, these guns end up there. And Jamaica now is grappling with how they're going to get rid of this massive influx of guns in the island. And guess what? Them no have no plan for God to, well, them claim so them have plan, but them just talk it outside or nothing. In the wind, them talk it. These people who is feeling the grips of these gun play, why them don't set a plan and go talk to the people them in America about that massive influx of gun in the islands them? Remember say, Kamala Harris did go to Africa, but tell the African them say, them will get money if them just stop the whole heap of anti-gay this and anti-gay that. And most of the African them say, where you talk about Kamala? And where you say, we're not in a nothing with no gay thing. And they were offered money too, that if them ease up off of this, anti-gay thing, them will set them economy on another level. And most of them say, no, we can't give up our tradition and we will believe in her for your money. Yes, she did. Now we say the gun thing is a problem. The gun thing is a problem. I will not see no great effort by none of the Caribbean leaders who feel it, especially Jamaica and Trinidad. Jamaica and Trinidad have the most murder right now in the Caribbean. One would have hoped that they would take a firmer foot. But guess what? I guess them have said them not have no carrot for put in front of the rabbit. To say, look, if you don't stop that, we're going to do this. Because them is like puppets on a string. Them don't have nothing for hold these people foot to the fire. Nothing at all. So them go along with anything. Meanwhile, the people them are suffering in Jamaica and suffering in Trinidad with the whole heap of gun this and gun that and gun this. Enough gun there Jamaica, may I tell you that, Imagine a 7-year-old youth. When I hear that thing, I wonder if it's a movie, me listen about is a 7-year-old youth carry a big dirty gun, go to school, that's a I tell you. And that's how the thing reach. 7-year-old. Right, 7-year-old. When me at 7, me I play dolly house and house, but I'm a little girl. Trust me. 7-year-old, me well want to go up at Jonestown where my granny have our place, Love Street. Because one little girl is up there where me love when we play dolly house and the house bottom. You might carry gun. Big dirty gun go to school, Rasta. We don't see that as like weird, like when you hear that, it's like if a man tell you, say, guess what? You want to see a man from Mars come down here, you know. It's like you want to believe him. Because if that possible, it come like anything possible, you know. How are this? How are this? A 7-year-old youth that carry a big gun go to school and the parents don't know nothing about it. Well, sometimes the parents, well, I mean, don't know, 7, but a 7 is not even 13-year-old, you know, it's 7. You know, 7-year-old is a little picnic that. Him good at carry hold the gun good. I don't know if it's somebody give him and put in at the bag and say, when you go to school, me come feet or something. But it no sound real at all. I get to know say it real. How is that possible? How is that possible? Meanwhile, we hear the Prime Minister in a mix-up and confusion with money. And if he did have money in that the account and put in that the account and that the account, his mother account and him invested that money and how much $1 million. How what is? How what is? But you know, we there do the work still. We there do the work. Because we know say there must come a time when them say he will laugh, last laugh, but there must come a time when the people, them soul will be still satisfied. Because certain things must move. Must move. Things can't go on so all the while. It can't stay so. Just a go on so. When we all get paid for all the things that we go through. How is it that so much gonna come from? Where them go? How them reach out? Or by what method? By what method? At the same way how the barrel them come in Jamaica, same way the gun them come. Same way. Same way how the gun them come in here. The same way the whole heap of rice and onion and all them things. So them come in Jamaica. And it come through the same airport. The same airport or the same wharf, the same way it come. But it reach her. And now, every youth on every corner now, watch it. Him going to have a gun. Because if a 7-year-old can be found with a gun, I mean, not talk about no little gun, not talk about big gun. When me go see on TV or when police catch gun and them lay it out to show you where them get. I saw me see them thing there. Me never even see a soldier with one of them gun there. I see soldier all the while. No, I lie you tell. Me see soldier, when them have curfew, me see the soldier there. But if you're 7-year-old, you have a gun like that, though, you know. I want serious thing, you know. And it just a go like that. They might investigate it still, you know, but it's not an easy thing for sup up. Trust me. It's not an easy thing for sup up. It have to figure out this gun. It have to figure out. It really have to figure out.
Slave colony for 30 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba. Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We have a world food system.
This is Jeffrey Sachs, an American professor of economics, talking about the unspeakable facts about Africa. From their thesis, notice how the moderator and the speakers on stage are uncomfortable.
Hey, call me Louis. This is my spot.
Thank you very much. What we've been hearing is how the system actually works right now. And I want to emphasize we have a world food system.
As you can see, it starts smooth. And at this point, no one, absolutely no one, is really prepared for what is about to come out of Jeffrey's mouth. And that is what makes this clip forever legendary. First, he talks about the world food system. Who really runs the global food agenda?
We have a world food system. It's based on large multinational companies. It's based on private profits. It's based on a very, very low measure of international transfers to help poor people, sometimes none at all. It's based on extreme irresponsibility of powerful countries with regard to the environment. And it's based on a radical denial of rights of poor people, as we just heard. It's interesting, we heard from the Minister of DRC, what's wrong with your country?
Remember when I told you earlier to check their reactions? Well, she's the one that asked the minister earlier what was wrong with Congo. Jeffrey Sachs had to remind her.
What's wrong with your country? Well, we don't even start by saying the King of Belgium created a slave colony for 30 years. The government of Belgium ran the slave colony for another 40 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba, and then installed another dictatorship for the next 30 years. And then Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We don't reflect on that. We say, what's wrong with you? Why don't you govern properly? And so we have a system, but we need a different system. We cannot turn this over to the private sector. We already did about 100 years ago. Not only to the private sector with the U.S. military behind it, with the defense of these property rights in the Minister of Honduras's country, where United Fruit ran the country for a long time. And their attorney was the foreign minister of the United States, Secretary Dulles, and his brother was the head of the CIA and overthrew the next door neighbor, Mr. Arbenz, to make sure that United Fruit could have its property. So we have a system, but we need a different system. And the different system has to be based on principles of human dignity in the Universal Declaration, principles of sovereignty, principles of economic rights, because these are not nice things to do. In 1948, all the government said that food is a right, social protection is a right, not a nice thing, not a pleasant thing, a right. That was 73 years ago. The SDGs are nothing more than our generation's attempt to honor the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So we're in a world that's really tough. The private sector is not going to solve this problem. I'm sorry to say to all of the private sector leaders, behave, pay your taxes, follow the rules. That's what you should do.
Jeffrey goes on to prove that he's a better economist by not only criticizing, but also giving 3 solutions to the problem. First, he talks about representation of Africans.
And what the governments should do is the following. They won't, but they should. First, the G20 should become the G21 by inviting systemically the chairperson of the African Union and the African Union to be the 21st country. The European Union is a member of the G20 as the EU. If you add the AU as the 21st for the G21, you add 1.4 billion people to representation at that crucial event. That will change decisively the discussion because 1.4 billion people are not at the table for finance right now, and they need to be. So my first recommendation is the G21. I love the G20. Add one seat, 1.4 billion people with the AU represented.
Jeffrey then wants the lending capacity of poor countries to be increased at near zero interest.
Second, we need an order of magnitude change of development finance. The rich countries just borrowed $17 trillion for COVID. The poor countries, nothing. Because the rich countries can borrow at zero, and the poor countries pay 5 or 10% coupon rates or have no access at all. So the world exposed its grotesque inequality this past year and a half. Rich countries didn't say, we tighten our belts, why don't you? My country spent $7 trillion of emergency funding, not one penny for anybody else, by the way. $7 trillion, it didn't even cross the imagination of the US Congress to include a few crumbs for the rest of the world. But the poor countries cannot borrow. That's what we should have heard from the World Bank. I didn't hear that from the World Bank. I didn't hear real numbers. Real numbers are in trillions right now because the world economy is 100 trillion a year. But we don't talk about real numbers. But my job, all I know in this world is long division. Divide by 100 trillion and then see whether you're talking about something real or not. So that's the second thing. We need massively to increase the lending and borrowing capacity of poor countries at near zero interest rates like the rich countries have. Then they could get something done.
Finally, he talks about the United Nations at the core of the food system, and not any other superpower country that runs things as they so please.
The final thing is we need the UN as the core and central institution of this world, period. Because this is the only way we're going to have a civilized world is a strong UN. And it cannot be that the whole UN budget is less than my neighborhood's budget in New York. The UN core budget this year is $3 billion. New York City's budget is $100 billion. And then we say, why don't things work well? Because the rich are hoarding everything.
As a bonus, Jeffrey talks to billionaires.
Final point, rather than our 3 billionaires going in space, well, they could go into space and stay there and leave their money behind. That would be one idea. But another idea is we have 2,775 billionaires on the current list. Their combined net worth, 2,700, is $13.1 trillion. Now, I have it on good authority. You don't need more than $1 billion to be comfortable. But they have an excess of $11 trillion over just the 1 billion. So we should be taxing that and having a civilized world. Thank you.
So,
Yes. So, the man well, it's funny. It's funny because Elon Musk, them say by by 2030, no, 2024. Let me say by 4 or 5 years time from now, Elon Musk going to be a trillionaire. Wow, Elon Musk going to be a trillionaire. Now, you hear about people are hungry and are starved and people are dead from this and people are dead from that. You know, the 5 richest men them in the world, their money can't stop hunger in the world. All of the things them where you hear people are worried about in Africa and in Asia, parts of the Caribbean and them places, it can just wipe out by just 5 people in the world. 5. But that not happen because money is the name of the game, power. And you know, power corrupt. And absolute power corrupt, absolutely. And we there, so I try our best to ease up the pain for people. And sometimes the people them live in a quagmire of ignorance that them don't even know so them in a mud. You know, it's like pig. Pig a walla walla in the mud. And the more walla, the more love it. We want more mud. And we find especially African people. We love the mud so much that we are able to sometimes I beg them to throw more mud in there. You know, the plotter. Yeah, man. We're in a serious problem. And we there tell the people them, so them in a serious problem. But as the program done, most ones come back but do them I do. Because them are listening and I say, yeah, you know, yeah. Me like what a man there say, you know, yeah. Why Muta can say some things, you know, I swear man say this and I say that. But when the program done, man, back to life, back to the madness. And maybe it's only like one person will I take it to heart and say, yeah, you know, and just continue the journey. We give thanks to that one person. We give thanks to the one person, man, because, trust me, it's not an easy road that you open eyes and people are asleep and I have nightmare and start to feel that the nightmare is something of sweetness. And you jump out of your sleep sometime, you know. Yeah, man, sometimes you jump out of your sleep. And you try to remember where did that dream. But it's a nightmare, your mind don't even want to focus this, so if you remember. Because it's so terrible. And sometimes you dream say you had to fly. And you wonder how you wake up because the flying is not the problem, you know. It's supposed to stop flying if you're going to drop. We're there at that stage, you know. We're in a whole heap of nightmare, confusion in a room, yeah. Yeah, man. And the emperor don't have no clothes. But everybody a ball out, say it look pretty. And all him clothes look nice. And if you go ball out, say, but watch ya, I'm not going to say the emperor don't have no clothes. Well, if people wake up, you know, but you have people there that say, you can't go on. Never go on and say the emperor have our clothes that may just on the right mood with him. Me want to take a break and come forward. The caller half here asked me to play about this thing about animal rights. Yes, them call me, ask me, say, Muta, do me I beg you, play about that clip there for me, you know. I'm glad for them something there, you know. I'm glad when people say them things there for play back. That means say, you know, say some people are listening out there to the point where them want it play back, you know, and them say money pull up. Well, nobody will let pull up here, so, but we're going to play it forward. So, for those of you who don't want to hear it back, here we go.
King Lear, late at night on the cliffs, asks the blind Earl of Gloucester, "How do you see the world?" And the blind man Gloucester replies, "I see it feelingly. And shouldn't we all? Animals must be off the menu because tonight they are screaming in terror in the slaughterhouses."
That is where it is, animal rights. Talking about the consumption of meat. We're going to take a break and come forward. So just keep it short, that, prevent some other ones who want to talk because it take long. All right, so we play that one level about animal rights. I want you to listen to this one about the different things where pig parts in you don't even know. Some everyday thing where you use. I'm going to talk to all my Rasta brethren them too. I have a Rasta brethren them. Listen.
Absolutely staggering what you can get out of a
Yogurt.
pig. Yes, I have a list. Christian Minderstma wrote a book called Pig 05049, which is an anonymous pig. And beyond the obvious foodstuffs, she found different parts of this animal offered the following pork derivatives. From the skin alone, safety gloves, cosmetic surgery, collagen, comes from pig skin, energy bars, which also have collagen in, low-fat butter, chewing gum, X-ray film, drug capsules, bread, flour improver made from pig hair, would you believe? Flour around it. The skin is also used for tattoo practice. And ballistic gelatin. That's just the skin. Then there's the internal organs, pet food. Tambourine skins are made from a pig's bladder. The old tambourine.
I knew those folkies were evil. Yeah.
There are many thousands of people who are alive because pigs valve from their heart. From the bones, cheap wine corks, would you believe? Stabilizing propellant and bullet making, inkjet paper, concrete, match heads, bone china, train brakes, yogurt, which you correctly mentioned.
What's a train brake? Like where you go to Scotland for the weekend?
Stopping it.
A trotter out. He just leans forward.
Fabric softener. Who knew? Beer, wine, ice cream. From the fat, biodiesel, soap, shampoos, crayons. From the blood, cigarette filters, amazingly. Toothpaste. And also paintbrushes. Chemical weapons testing. The ears are used in chemical weapons testing. Don't ask me why. I should hasten to add that not all toothpaste and not all yogurt contain it. But if you are Muslim or Jewish, you've got a hell of a problem describing what's got in it.
You have your work cut out.
You have your work cut out like a silhouettist. According to Bloomberg, there are 42 major areas of manufacturing that entirely rely on pork products. It's quite astonishing what that one animal can do. Now, it's the only farmyard animal, if you discount truffle hunting, that is only useful when dead.
Good night, Mota.
Good night.
I'm happy to you, General.
Well, man.
I'm happy to you, man. All right, my Mota, I don't even know where to start. Trust me, but we know other people are with. Question, Mota. Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister is supposed to be noble human being.
Well, I think so until I hear the news.
But Mota, the amazing thing, it looks like it's a few black people, Brian Mota. The people on the social media, Mota, are defend. First, let me big up Ricky School, Raspa, and Win. The people in the media, Mota, defend the man, I justify it and I defend the man, So,
you have to tell me which man you're talking about, because I wouldn't
Dr. Andrew only. I defend the man.
Oh, my doctor now?
Yeah, my doctor recently it announced. Muta, I can't believe it, Muta, when they emphasize it, Muta, gun there, and people are suffering. And from my kind of days, people are banned them then, and this man come now, supposed to make a difference, but Rasta say it long time, Jamaica can't better with PNP and JP. People are buy toothpaste motor when I see with me eye, must $20 toothpaste. And them boys, they here a bill water billions of dollars, and people are suffer. And you look on the road, Waltham Road, where it's a trench pit, a build this traffic, real motor. What reason you have to have so much account? Accounts, tax returns. Zero whatever.
One of them, my mother.
Zero.
You know, you say mother and all them ones there. They must put
Motor,
it in
the
them
new
case.
scam with these politicians. With them know them friend, I get money to hide it. Then all them just put the riches in them family. I remember so Rory Reid did have him daughter draw money and the helper and the gardener and the wife, you know. I saw them do them things now. I know you can't send Rory Reid a prisoner motor. I bet any policeman for come and really now come announce say Andrew will come at the station for question now. But I bet if some black people thief for egg. You hear them are telling pan TV to come here himself. You say them look at police hypocrite, and them people are run Jamaica hypocrite. Him have a company as a politician, the chairman or the CEO of the company. Where is Mr. Lindsay or the superintendent to come and say Andrew need to question? Tell me, Muta, you're supposed to do things different as a leader. How is it that we have a guy with my die-hearted JLP Muta and you literally crying and vehicle and disappointed? I'm saying you know, listen to Rasta. You can disappoint in a politician, really know. Them going to buy up the truck, them and I get them contract, really know Muta. And them come on TV and talk about suing. Remember, you know, Muta, I'm going to go back a little, you know, remember PJ Patterson, so they give a shell away by, am I lying?
No.
And when Michael, man, whatever I'm saying, I return, you remember? And I'm returning, take off, after I'm getting over 100 billion shell waiver to him for them, come back, come take off the subsidy off a Kirsten Island, you know, where poor people are buying a PJ Patterson as a black man, where I come from a poor background of the country, you know. Take it off, you know. And it's there, the rumor, I say, I tell you, know, say, I'm one of the richest politicians in my power, you know. It's alleged, you know, and these people still are suck on poor people back. I collect money and I do nothing, I suck on poor people back. Really now, and we are talking about crime motor, and we are kill black poor people. If them thief egg, we are lock up our money for thief. Aki, a governor general place, governor general get $34 million for what? What are me as you? As a black man, I benefit from the governor getting 34 million of my tax-paying money. When I carry a mash up in a pothole, and I have to buy parts, one little parts not for $20,000 plus tax. Really now, and we are talking about me people good. These guys are some hypocrite. You hear Matalana Issa are the one in Seattle are complaining or say anything. Mr. Seattle, really now, how you justify having 4 bank motor?
Them say one mother, one a family thing, them just put him name in there in case or anything.
All right, Muta.
That never sell the people.
Still. All right. What was Anjo professional before I'm going to politics? What is Anjo business? Remember I him say him pay off him students loan after I'm going to politics now. Muta, I'm a fact, you're a doctor and lawyer. And these professional people, government no pay. Why is it that these guys are leaving professional going to politics? Because obviously them are not poor people.
Money there, man. Money there.
So I want to know what is all the police commissioner my next out are rather pan down for a reason, you know. What are we, Jamaican people, what are we going to do? Because we are done to know, because we're still 21st century defense, PMP and Labour right now. Mark Golden, I behave like him at the Messiah now, and him did get the sweetheart, the beer and bunting and Golden. And I'm asking Mark Golden, what are your plans to get Jamaican out of this? Because PMP I behave like them win election, landslide and election don't run it. So what is Mark Golden's plan? Are you going to cut up the land and give it to poor people to call for Mark Golden? Or run like a chicken head fall around like a desperate for the sport to do what? To enrich yourself on a friend and carry go. Most of me a black man have no where I run I go. A 5 years my passport expired about 3 weeks ago me renew it. I know where I go for no white boy come stepping on my throat. And you have the police them out there. Before them have the police work, I stand up half a tree, I get in a motor, lean up on the rail on them phone and mouth, laugh and say, is anybody around Jamaica motor apart from the streets where them I get the money? You don't hear nothing from Colonel Charles. We say, no, them things are valid. No, everybody just call it them wicked and just live.
Colonel Charles not about again, man. No, resign.
No, but motor, that's
son take over. I'm son take over. I'm son take over.
Him son and him daughter motor.
It's a dynasty thing, you know, them I work with a dynasty thing.
It's exactly motor. Exactly. And we are talking about better. Jamaican black people, look here, man. The only thing I reach are more starvation and more debt. Police come kicking out because motor. If I, as I tell a girl at the bank, I say, if I mean, lads, come change my check here, come take 400 out of my money. And if I come here and take $50, your police friend, I come disrespect me, I probably shoot me. I had some money to buy a pass overseas. And a girl, a friend called me and tell me, say, I must have a 250 and take out the money without my consent motor. And if I do it, motor, Mr. Lindsay, I come on TV, come say, John Brown, you need to report to Harper Chief. I say, look for the police, I want to be able to give my advice to man, the young guy, I look for here, well, what is going to happen to Jamaica in the next 2 years? Andrew Wallace, really, Andrew Wallace, Mark going in a bet, because he was a financial consultant from our Davis, so he get, you know, when you come off a poor black people back down the people, when you come off and go on a foreign country, you know, because they don't invest in the money, you know, when you come off and leave, we can run with things myself.
All right, sir.
With a 21 family or a 10 family, because there's no black people in the 21 family will come out of Jamaica, or come from Libya and Syria, and them places, or come now our country, come get rich and have black people in a max level and while time I live in a sewage water and deep patrol. And gunshot.
All right,
I get understand right near Chisholm, they stop and he saw them just go for him and kill him, and that's it. You understand? The country now go better motor because the rich people around the country have make them money, not affect them, and it now go affect them.
So if the country now go better now, where you go do it? The country now go better.
No, it now better until we black people, because we are suffer and I buy toothpaste for $20 and slice of bread. We have to come together. The first thing we have to do, put on the gun and start killing one another, because when I kill for an island or gold, we are killing for zinc fence, because the zinc fence them still there. Portia can't help her, she'll never help because she never did not PG. Because Michael Manamus is the poorest prime minister, I'm still the lateness of Jamaica. So we poor people have to come together and start showing love. When we used to cook and give next door, we used to cut down a banana and carry next door. We need to do that and get the wealth of Jamaica with backside, with banana, with wealth, and share it amongst each other and export because Andrew not do it, Andrew come there. Because I remember in a motor, long ago, it was a letter again, it was $100 million allocated them send out to Bush Road. And when them go out, nobody know Bush Road and the room like that, when I say, I whatever get it. What are we going to do? Because out of this corruption, like state, like there, I said, Miguel said, this corruption keep on rotating. So the PNP rob them for rob and live good, and when them get broke, the next one take over. Because look at it, Muta. The FinSac report can't come out. All the shots say, I'm going to bring it out. Then
hold on, we work with somebody that's a attacks, you know, they are from a long time they attack.
But finally, Muta, that is true.
10 minutes.
All the shots say the report might say too expensive to publish. Well, take the governor general salary for the law, poor people, someone who now the party job, cut them salary and publish it, the reports where them benefit from. Pick up yourself, Muta.
Yeah, all right, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. Okay, so Oh, the next call gone. The next call are gone. All right, sir. I'm going to play this for the people them. Listen and listen well.
It is everywhere. We need it. We want it. We even find it in places where we wouldn't expect it. When researchers examined the stomach of a beached sperm whale in 2012, they found 30 square meters of tarpaulin, a 4.5 meter long hose, a 9 meter long plastic rope, and 2 flower pots. How is this possible? On average, a European uses and disposes of more than 100 kilograms of plastic per year. A large part of plastic waste ends up on huge landfills or in the sea. Today, more than 100 million tons of plastic is drifting around the oceans. Due to particular currents in the Pacific Ocean, a new continent has been born. A mass of plastic waste the size of Europe. In some areas of the oceans, there is up to 60 times as much plastic as there is plankton. Because plastic does not rot, it lasts up to 500 years. Through exposure to sun, wind, and water, plastic is broken down into microscopic parts. These plastic particles can absorb high concentrations of agricultural and industrial toxins. Many animals mistake the plastic for plankton and eat their fill. Every year, more than 100,000 turtles, marine mammals, and seabirds die a slow and painful death because they starve with a full stomach or because their intestines rupture. Other marine creatures in whose cells plastic and toxins have accumulated end up as seafood on our plates. The smallest form of plastic are microplastics. They are added to cosmetics, shower gels, and toothpastes. A tube of toothpaste contains up to 10% microplastics. The sewage plants cannot filter microplastics, so they too end up in the sea. In the making of plastic, hazardous chemicals are used in order to enhance elasticity of fire resistance. Bisphenol A, plasticizers, or flame retardants are contained in almost every plastic product. Through exposure to heat, the wrong detergents, or simply over time, plastic will go brittle, thus releasing these chemicals, which in turn, through the airways, ingestion, or through mere touch, find their way into the human body. The consequences are severe. They include increased risk of cancer, asthma, infertility, and developmental disorders. The plastic industry tries to cover up any scandals and runs a gigantic lobbying campaign in order to prevent stricter laws or inquiries. Plastic factories are veritable fortresses. The plastic production process a tightly kept secret. This is one of the reasons why no one is exactly sure what substances are added to the plastic. Over the course of the last 10 years, only 11 chemical substances could be analyzed out of a total of 100,000 possible additives. But there is hope yet. Intelligent robot nets, or fishing boats converted to floating recycling factories, are intended to cleanse the oceans. Bioplastic made of maize or starch could replace conventional plastic. However, its production consumes valuable food, so it's no solution for satisfying the global demand for plastic. This is why you must radically change your consumption behavior. Pay attention to the packaging of products. Substitute paper or cloth bags for plastic bags. Don't throw away old plastic, but recycle it and use plastic-free products. Are we going to allow the destruction of the earth to continue? If we act now, there may still be hope for future generations, before the miracle material definitely turns on its creator.
Yes, serious thing. Plastic.
3 plastic bottles, empty and discarded. Their journeys are about to diverge with outcomes that impact nothing less than the fate of the planet. But they weren't always this way. To understand where these bottles end up, we must first explore their origins. The heroes of our story were conceived in this oil refinery. The plastic in their bodies was formed by chemically bonding oil and gas molecules together to make monomers. In turn, these monomers were bonded into long polymer chains to make plastic in the form of millions of pellets. Those were melted at manufacturing plants and reformed in molds to create the resilient material that makes up the triplets' bodies. Machines filled the bottles with sweet, bubbly liquid, and they were then wrapped, shipped, bought, opened, consumed, and unceremoniously discarded. And now here they lie, poised at the edge of the unknown. Bottle 1, like hundreds of millions of tons of his plastic brethren, ends up in a landfill. This huge dump expands each day as more trash comes in and continues to take up space. As plastics sit there being compressed amongst layers of other junk, rainwater flows through the waste and absorbs the water-soluble compounds it contains, and some of those are highly toxic. Together, they create a harmful stew called leachate, which can move into groundwater, soil, and streams, poisoning ecosystems and harming wildlife. It can take bottle 1 an agonizing 1,000 years to decompose. Bottle 2's journey is stranger, but unfortunately no happier. He floats on a trickle that reaches a stream that flows into a river, and a river that reaches the ocean. After months lost at sea, he's slowly drawn into a massive vortex where trash accumulates, a place known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Here, the ocean's currents have trapped millions of pieces of plastic debris. This is one of 5 plastic-filled gyres in the world's seas, places where the pollutants turn the water into a cloudy plastic soup. Some animals, like seabirds, get entangled in the mess. They and others mistake the brightly colored plastic bits for food. Plastic makes them feel full when they're not, so they starve to death and pass the toxins from the plastic up the food chain. For example, it's eaten by lanternfish. The lanternfish are eaten by squid. The squid are eaten by tuna. And the tuna are eaten by us. And most plastics don't biodegrade, which means they're destined to break down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which might rotate in the sea eternally. But Bottle 3 is spared the cruel purgatories of his brothers. A truck brings him to a plant where he and his companions are squeezed flat and compressed into a block. Okay, this sounds pretty bad too, but hang in there. It gets better. The blocks are shredded into tiny pieces, which are washed and melted so they become the raw materials that can be used again. As if by magic, Bottle 3 is now ready to be reborn as something completely new. For this bit of plastic with such humble origins, suddenly the sky is the limit.
It is doing to human beings. And I wouldn't say it had the harm to the earth, you know. Because I remember I say everything with upon the earth come from the earth. But man is the only something will come from the earth. Where when him get a certain age and a certain thinking, him start to do things for make him life meaningless. Not the earth. Man can't destroy the earth. He going to destroy himself by making it uncomfortable for him live on the earth. So when all them plastic and all them things where you see him do, it's just him I feel it. The earth have a way to vomit and spit out and carve up things, but it still maintain itself as a earth. We're going to take the 12 o'clock break, you understand? I mean, I don't want to lock nobody, so just keep it at a reasonable length. Meanwhile, I want to tell you so that tune was made in a hotel room in a Barcelona. Barcelona, after the show, me and the producer go in at the hotel room, set up the microphone and everything, and make that tune now. Yeah. Artist voice in the bathroom. And my all of the equipment them in the living room, at the hotel room. And I tell you, man, I talk about like 2 o'clock in the morning too, you know. Yeah. Thing, what Iron and Jamaican colonialism, slavery have to do with it. We're going to play this for you. We started there. I miss it. Okay, now here we go. Here we go.
Breaking news. Did you know that Jamaicans invented high tensile steel? To this day, it is used to develop and maintain all first world countries. Guess what group of people stole their invention and destroyed their metal foundries so they could never develop?
Here's one for Black History Month. Did you know that the technology for creating wrought iron that led to the British Industrial Revolution was actually created by African slaves living in Jamaica? The technology was stolen from them by British businessman Henry Cord. Once he found out about it, he was well connected with the English government. And once they found out about it, they declared martial law in Jamaica. They destroyed the foundry and took all of the equipment and technology back to Portsmouth, England, along with a lot of the Africans who held that essential knowledge. And this process was valuable. The British government themselves said it was more valuable than the 13 colonies because now we could create metal with high tensile strength that could be used in frame building, for buildings, also for ships and for engine boilers. And just think, what would the world be like today if these folks had been allowed to keep their technology? And how would you ever create reparations for technology that changed every
thing in you me. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Yeah, blessed man.
Yeah, man, a long time, yeah, well, man. What I tell you? From that time, for the first call of the day, you see it? Yeah, man, so you go still, because to a plan we have on the phone still, and a credit, you don't know the things that you see. So you say, no, we don't like government set up a bank for the local herb farmer them that we can loan the license. Cause we, as the local farmer, we can afford the license. So I say, and that's when we plan herb police I come discharge area and the plan herb we take enough things cause you have to buy water with drought and then thing there and enough work have to put in area because we have to pay attention to it to the full. So if the government checks the poor people on the level they can do it. Same as how the South and yeah. No, they had the Jura land, but they go around and survey the land, and then the people, them national land agents, send them people at the title application. But first of all, people, them men say, are free. This is government good because them are getting title. And when the people, them come deal with the title application, they say, it will cost some money. But on the thing, no deadline that you can pay as how you can pay. Some of that like now that. But I like them to deal with the herb license on the level there. See we still we take time work and pay because it has a weed. Right. It go take us. We can't manage it. See me I say, and it have a hard card. See me I say rough. You see.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man, I like to deal with that. See on the level, them way there. Yeah, man, for the local farmer. So yeah, I say no, right now. By the PMP, them chunk, yeah, we say world pass and them people they link up and curry them, yeah, attend the meeting and things. So we say, understand them powerful and what it look like. So if I say the name right, they confused and all.
So where VYBZ started that talk about?
No, and they attend the meeting here for
so you never hear what I say? You never listen to what I say?
No, you say attend the meeting still.
You never talk about attend.
You made up on the news.
Him never talk.
I'm not sure, no, but me hear on the news still say attended.
Oh, all
Me,
right.
yeah, my popcorn and Richard Curry them. So I say, so look, I said, I get the PMP party as trend that. In a way, you see.
All right, sir.
So you see what I say, so you don't know. Say,
so what you say about that? What you say about that?
Well, I'm more training for the PMP party still. You see, say, find the man that attend the meeting and thing. I'm
not talking about the man. Them that's what you say about PNP and strengthen them. What you say?
Yeah, man. If he say if the election call, them will win still. Right? No.
You saw them. You have vote for them.
No, me not vote still. But me just watch for go on. Cause me when I say me would have want deal with the third party, say like Marcus Garvey party, but them not go on with nothing. No, so them not go on with nothing. Them will just attack. And the UIC, the understand, when I check so they would have come strong and that. But I'm not here. Yeah, Patterson, yeah. I'm not hear about them once again. Yeah, I'm
not hear about them once again either.
No, sir, I'm not hear them again. So I look at them not go on with nothing. Them will just talk, sir.
So it go right back to PNP and GLP now. It go right back to PNP and GLP.
Right back to them. So when the man talk about third party, I go with change. We like an organization, I just that. Understand? Because if Marcus Garvey party, then he said would have come more powerful and that I mean I hear about him more. So neither. So you know, probably two of them not have the money to run the to deal with the thing like them are two party and they're not fund them.
The money.
Yeah man, they not fund them like a bank not fund them. So yeah, that's change then I did it, you see.
Yeah man. All right, give thanks.
Yeah man, yeah man, bless you, give thanks. Yeah,
all right. Bless you.
I was Asta.
Yeah man, I.
So no one can actually to the eye and everyone again, brother. Yeah, the first thing I'd love request from the ISL. They are reason a virgin for years now. I listen to the eye and a virgin, they are reason. Yeah? I'm calling last week to the eye. Remember the virgin what did that talk about the King Twilight and Jack Ruby. Dan.
Yeah,
I remember. Mobile.
Yeah.
That virgin never start.
Yeah, what I'm to him?
Because I checked the virgin would I know I, and I would know the virgin likewise. For years I have listened reasoning, understand. By listening to him reasoning, I know it's someone I supposed to know. They I said.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think I hear Bongo Jerry from Bongo Jerry program. I think I hear Jerry would call him something like Congo Ruben, you know?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, man, but I call a way I did it. Because the first person him call, they did not tell him a long time him no call us and they open him call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in there, you know? Yeah. I don't know that I could have arranged it where I could have get a link to that virgin next day.
Yeah, but if I don't remember exactly who, I don't know the link.
It's a virgin there I live it for years. All right, I remember one Iowa guy that played the Desiderata. And their person is calling and I give the some history about it and things. I hear they are a virgin that listen, man. Are they a good virgin? Like when him call so sweet, I said, John, a long time they are not here, man. Him not be serious for long because they are love reading with them, you know.
Oh, I know it's who. Yeah. I know it's who. Him live long at St. there. I know it's who. I remember. Then I talk about all Egypt and Christianity. Yeah, man, remember who.
Yeah, I don't know what link with that virgin there. I don't have no link for him.
I don't have no link for him.
Oh, I could have leave share number with the eyes still, you know, and
left to the operator.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, Master. I'm on the deal there sometime I was still. Then I talk about the Queen of Sheba. Yes. Really now at the Iowa, if I call, when I call in, the first thing I do, I give the source of my information. See?
Yeah.
It was from Dr. Leo Hansberry. I tell you about a book.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I
remember the reasoning.
I understand. Yeah. Well, I did call with an expectation for there that this source to their source likewise. They see, they speak up to their source, but they never disclose the source still, you know. But as I show there, you know, so Mr. Andrew is like him examine the writing from some various different sources after that, yeah. Well, I did want to make some distinction.
Hold on. We'll take a break and come forward.
Perfect love again, Rasta. Yeah, so I did want to make some distinction between the two persons what them put up as the Queen of Sheba. Yeah? Well, the Arab put up someone from Yemen. Their name was Belki. And I know Makeda as a common name for Ethiopian. Yeah? So Queen Makeda, as I think guys should know that because they travel still, you know. It's buried in Aksum. Yeah? Well, when Belkis passed out according to the Arab tradition, well, first, before I go there, sir, I remember in the Bible when it talk about Solomon building project, them saying build a city in the wilderness, I call it Tadmor. Yeah, I call it.
I did not say that. I tell me that.
No, I asked I call it.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember the city, the name of the city.
Well, they know of Palmyra.
Yeah, I hear about it.
Yeah, Palmyra is an oasis city in a Syrian desert. Yeah. So it's like I have one of the Bible them called New Jerusalem Bible. Yeah. So as we tell us, Solomon built a city in the wilderness and call it Tadmor. It's like it make a correction that and say it's Tamar. And that would be done in the area of Gaza. Yeah? So the modern name for Tadmor in Syria, which is an oasis town or city, is Palmyra. So according to the Arab tradition, them say when Belkis died, Solomon had her body conveyed to Tadmor, and she was buried there. So for several centuries, them say the site of our grave was unknown. Yeah? So I remember we are from 1000 BC, no, my brother. Yeah? I said. So them say in the modern era where they would have called AD now, I think about now the 8th century, one of them Arab rulers they were them called Caliph. Either Caliph Walid the first or Caliph Walid the second. See? Them say every cloud burst take place over Palmyra and knock down some walls over there. See? So them say iron sarcophagus was exposed after the cloud burst and the walls tear down. And the iron sarcophagus was inscription written, here lies the body of Belkis, the betrothed of King Solomon. See? So them say the Caliph ordered a marble sepulchre to build over the sarcophagus and declare that him don't want it to be disturbed by the hands of man any further.
All right, hold on, the virgin. Hold on, you know. All right. The story look like it's a long story I will tell. What is the point of telling me the story?
No, I finished the story right there, my brother.
Okay.
I just finished with the eyes. I want to make some distinction.
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
I did. So, different, you know, because I remember the first time I did talk about Queen of Sheba father and mother and grandfather. See? Wherein in the Arab tradition now it's like Belkis is not a person where you could have a trace like our ancestors and so still. Yeah, I see?
Yeah.
Yes, Rasta.
All right.
And So we don't deal with that already. Still, I just want to make them 2 points. But I want to bring a vibes to the eye. I don't know if they are aware of still. See? The eye aware of say 2 times. I listen last year did address the League of Nations.
I remember him talk to the League of Nations.
Well, all right. The address, what is known to I and I mostly, is the address of June 30, 1936. See? So, less than 2 years after that, almost 2 years after that, on May 9, 1938, he went forward to the League of Nations. And but why concerned about my brother? It's like I introduced the speech. See? But them saying must did a recover from some form of flu or cold or something like that. So he introduced the speech and asked the assembly to excuse the permanent delegate to go and finish the speech. See? Well, I have a copy of the Third Testament. I don't have the original selected speeches, even though I don't understand the same thing still. See? But it's like, it don't carry the part where I let the last guy out and it just carry the part where the permanent delegate speak.
The selected speeches, we have the selected speeches, and everything went in there, him said. I have a copy of the selected speeches. And all of the things them in there is him said. So
no, what I have said, no, brother.
Eh?
What I have said.
Yeah.
Because you want no. I have a little book with Haile Selassie speech. It is the first anthology of Haile Selassie speech that came out after the World War. Okay? It came out in 1949 to the 57th anniversary of his birthday. Okay? Yeah, so it's in that I get to realize the difference. In that you have the part where Haile Selassie speak, but in the Third Testament, it's just a part where the permanent delegate speak.
First Testament. What do you call the First Testament?
The Third Testament. That's what Miguel Land call it.
Testament?
The Third Testament are the Haile verses. That's when Miguel Land do it over. It's I call it by for me.
The autobiography of Haile Selassie you talk about?
No, man.
The
selected speeches of his majesty when Miguel Land come call it Third Testament.
Oh, well, I don't know about that one, but I know about the selected where I get to Ethiopia, the one from Ethiopia. Selected speeches of Haile Selassie.
Yeah, well, that I have to know. I get to understand that the Third Testament is the same thing, but it's just Miguel Land changed the name to that.
Yeah, because it have first in the Bible matter related to the Bible. Like the New Testament and the Third.
All right, the 9th of May, 1938. See? Yeah. That would be the second anniversary of the fascist empire. See? I don't know if they did aware, and that very day, Ethiopian nobles were in Rome parading before Mussolini and Hitler.
Yeah.
See? Even the Aboriginal write a book.
Yeah, but you see, what
the brother name Anthony Mafia.
Brethren.
Yeah.
Gone back in our next story where you just did want to mention and people there on the line are weird.
No, it's not I did Rasta.
Yeah,
no, I didn't ask the idea that we are that in the bed.
Yeah, I have to hear the call them now, because people are complaining.
All right, perfect love again, my brother. I will link there for our next time.
Yeah, all right, Bridget, give thanks.
Yeah, man, perfect love.
I know, that's why I start out that way by saying the length I call them, because the people them complain. Say, oh, me have want somebody to talk for long, and people they are waiting and I burn up them credit, So it's just that. It's not like me want one come off of the line. It's just that, we are consider the other one who are called. Okay. Yeah.
When me I talk about now, me I meditate at the school with a little 7-year-old youth.
With the gun.
Yeah. And it's like, from that happening, it's like that school, you have to say, now function again.
Under siege.
Yeah.
Everybody have to disappear.
Especially the teacher, come here, I said the teacher resigned same time it flying effect.
Yeah.
And some I wonder she gonna hide in and know them said I got fire now what?
I don't know where them gone.
His Majesty a speech where I learn of His Majesty saying, get rid of the evil giant, the evil ants before it become an evil giant.
Yeah.
So you see, we're in a country where because more time I sit down and meditate, and I said to myself, say, all right then. If the teacher find it, not say nothing to nobody. Get back that weapon to who it come from. The police find out about that, what that happened to the teacher.
No, but the teacher find it, them shouldn't tell the police.
Say the teacher get it back.
No, but how
to
the
where
teacher
it come
find
from.
the person who the gun come from?
Yeah, and the police, them learn about that afterward. What would have happened to the...
No. How the teacher go find the person who owned the gun? I don't know.
Well, at least send back the child home with the bag and keep it concealed and say nothing to nobody.
No,
but that's a thing still, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I think a weird thing, I know, because send home the child with the bag. The man go outside and wait for the gun to come to get him going.
All right, the news say the child confessed say it belonged to the father. That means I want you. Yet still, them go for the father, question the father, release the father.
Yeah. So what?
But otherwise, I just ask myself still, you know, what happened to the school, you know, because according to the news, straight I go to the school.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
so
what happened.
All right.
Find a woofer gun, no matter what, I'm going to find a woofer gun.
One more thing come to my mind, I ask, you know, because we are here about this bullying thing, you know, in a school, because I'm video what they again with Pitney and bully Pitney. So, I say, I got to ask Muta. Suppose you have a son, reach certain age, time I go to school, and then bullies him are go on. What would be your advice to your son?
Well, complain to the teacher them.
Yeah, and complain to the teacher them.
Go down there now, go find out who is this youth, and find him parents them and tell him where go on. If the teacher them know, say must call the parents at the school when me down there, and we talk about it.
Because naturally, a person have the right to defend them natural rights. And you can try it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, when my
talk
peaceful
to the
way is to make them have a meet with the
student. Sure.
The student, parents, me and the teacher going on at the school, and so I go on.
Yeah, because we will look back in a news history. What they them tell you about a child where get stabbed up and dead because them have bully the child and child. Now response to them in a fight back now, and them still take out knife and stab him up, kill him. Remember the news there that school children there? Yeah. All right. One more thing I got to ask you. Right?
One more thing for the first one. You know?
But my one still short still, because I don't meditate them before me card. So my one short. One more thing I got to ask you.
Don't you did that wait a while ago?
Yeah, this waiting wasn't that long as some wait on my wait before.
Right,
it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
All right. Africans, that they just play about Jamaican creating certain effect on steel and railway. Africans, right, with the history where we have, where great things revealed through us, right? Then me ask myself, then why make we are so like oppressed, don't press? Why are we so? Why make these people still have such power to keep us down? Then you know,
estimate the evil in a man.
We are underestimating the evil in a man.
The evil in a man. White people.
Meaning we too soft or what? We too loving or what? We too merciful, what?
No. We come from a culture we never deal with how them deal with things. The cruelty and the wickedness. You know, not we never do things long the way, no right, you know, but with them and meet out to the world, not like long with black people, them do it, you know, them do it to other
Sure.
So, you know, Africans never left Africa yet and go invade the next country and take people from another country and carry them go Africa.
All right. I know we alone them do so. But do we see more resistance from other nations back to these people and them cruelty? Yeah, and if we keep getting a back, if a man keep...
Because they never take other people out of them country.
They never take other people out of them country.
Them take Africans out of Africa. They never take other people out of Africa. Out of them country.
But I still are saying to myself, so, well then, a man keep ill treating me. You know? Yeah. I over the years, I suppose I learn, see what I go on, and start put up more resistance.
Yeah, but it's them give something for pacify, you know. Jesus. Them give Jesus to pacify you. So most one don't get pacified. It's even if they have a revolutionary spirit, you know. Jesus pacify him. And they know the advertisement, them, the way of life, because them promote for them culture more than how we promote our own. They take hold of the slave them, and the slave them start to yield to it. So between the religion and the ideas, the cultural ideas that them have, it's deep in our consciousness and have we just docile.
So may I ask, I wonder how long this is going to continue?
I don't know. I can't tell you that.
But it's sad though.
500 years it go on now.
Very long. Yeah. And it's very sad. Very bad.
It's sad too, yes.
Now look like a curse. It will look like a curse, don't?
No curse. I know no curse thing, you know.
All right, let's not move that.
You come back with the curse thing, man.
Well, it's just the meaning of the word curse. Can you send me to the dictionary if you look up the meaning and show me different meaning?
How curse look.
Yeah, Muta, I say. I swear God, that makes somebody else go attack. That's all right. Bless up.
Yeah, Shane big up, yeah. Yeah, what am I saying now? Muta. You see, all of the rigmarole thing we're going with the Integrity Commission and the Prime Minister and the whole of them. This is what I'm going to say Jamaica need a strong constitution from the people, for the people. Because Jamaica have a strong constitution. So you can slip slide, and then you continue where you're going. It wouldn't go on. Because a man break the law and go down with it. See what I say? Because me, this is some news and I hear something. And I hear say, man have a 28 bank book and some whole heap of different
20 bank book. They never say I have 20 bank book, man.
Eh?
Who them say have 20 bank book?
Holiness. The Prime
20 bank book?
Yeah, 28 bank book. The name, you know. You know? Yeah. You know,
about the mother and about 3 other people, maybe 20.
Some with mother and some with different people and business partner and all that.
Okay.
You know?
And when I look at the
world, yeah.
Okay.
And when I look at the world thing now, I say, you see, Jamaica law, you know, Jamaica constitution and reform way. Under section 1, section 2, section 3, say, for a man to become prime minister, or a man to declare a certain thing, or a man have to, you understand, a man VC, certain thing, and he have to go through certain scrutiny and anything there. And by law, if a man do that thing, a police just investigate him and know say him break the law. Thing, I will know say him get investigated, just like Trump, you know. When Trump and all of them are getting investigated, you know. Everybody know, you know. See, you know, see how Richard Puff Daddy and all them man there. See, everybody knows that them being investigated by the FBI and what and you telling you can't follow it. See, you know, be a guy that can show said that not to come out and that not to come out. See, you go and get Jamaica straight where everybody can understand. Some people not even know what they mean of the other. You see me as a motor?
Yeah.
See? So right now, me I tell the people in the diaspora and the people in the road and everybody who are listening, Jamaica, this constitution thing, we have to take it serious. And we have to legislate some law, get some law legislate where it just straight, like all them 10 commandments straight. Thou shalt not rob, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, and them things there, and you know what is what. See, so from you do that, you know, say you have to go baptize over. You get the level, me as a motor.
Yeah, man.
See, because we can't have some man where, I don't know what I go on, man. Star is like, you know, Jamaica thing is very complicated. See, and we have paid Integrity Commission how much money, millions, billions of dollars to run them office there. See? And when you check it out, them can go as far as a little, and them can say, them can come out, come say where them are, who them are investigate, and who been investigated.
Well, them tell you about the Prime Minister, so.
Eh?
Them talk about the Prime Minister.
Yeah. See, yeah, well, that come out now, but it has to go on a parliament, it has to go back to the Prime Minister. You get the level, me I say? All right, so where it has to go? It has to go back to the Prime Minister in a parliament. See? And then he can put a gag order. See, from some people say, well, then, don't say nothing, don't they? See? You don't want them to them. I want Jamaica run straight, man, where everybody can know and understand what I want. See?
All right, sir.
So in this constitution reform where they might deal with, you know, you want to see them, if them people really love Jamaica, if them are go continue with them with a British laws, yeah, where some of the laws them have to send back to England. And you hear say the man that can't do that and the man that can't do that. See? Just like in the railway saga, them man. See? You see, we have to straighten up Jamaica, man. Right, Jamaica can't continue like this no more.
Yeah.
See? And
move.
Yeah, but based on, let me just left one more point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me see, some man has very jump say vice cartel and really. Me tell a man already, you know, say. A man support who they want to support, you know. See? And people are them own big man. See? So if a man want to support certain thing, because when you work it out, you know, as me tell you, you know, you see media have the power certain way. None of them like how them two parties are in Jamaica. See? None of them couldn't do more than one term. See? Because when them are the 2 term, them suffer the people them too much. You see? So Vibes Cartel support you want to support, you know.
All right, sir.
So I see it, you know.
All right. Give thanks, yeah?
Yeah, man. Blessed.
All right. Yeah, this is the Cutting. The time is 3 minutes past 1 o'clock. No time.
Why you know long now wait, Rasta?
I'm not
Boy,
trying
last
to make him get a call.
Hey, Bridging from last week, I wait till a morning till the program's done and I never get in.
Last week I wait.
You know, I'm tell you the data say a foreign call the rest, but that never helped me at all. I think foreigner.
7 days.
I think foreigner. I say foreigner priority, but you look like a circle at all, Muta.
All right, so what do you want to talk about?
Scene. Oh, you know, say I want tape. Me even send you an email and they never respond to an email. You know, one tape I search a rasta. Me used to live in the US Virgin Island. I mean, the big DI. Well, me did buy them from there, but they never bring the tape forward. They did do the one. But they did bring 2 tapes here still. But I never really got to do the one. Yeah, man, you know, Bongo Lion, when they come a Bongo Lion, you know, all right, they made a set speed with the man. The last time they come forward. No, man, St. Thomas, man, US Virgin Island. Oh, me used to live there, but me in Texas, you know, still. But for me, I said the tape with Dan Taylor, Rasta. Me I try to get that tape from there. For the tallest while. Me don't know how. We buy it from there, man, but there for those, like, you know, me can leave something with their email or whatever, so me can get that tape.
I would have to find that tape, you know.
No, me can leave an email with there and there I can email it to her.
You know, this to me,
but me no want to come off my phone tonight and me no get a solution, Rasta. Because me really...
You know, I say.
Hey, where do you say?
Me have to go look for that tape there.
Why I love there I find it, Rasta?
Me don't know me find that tape there. Me have to go look for that.
The one to the engineer. The engineer can...
Which engineer? Me don't hurry.
Oh, and I ready again.
Them tape, there are some tape from in the 90s, you know.
Then where you there?
Where me there?
Me
I do IRA program, not from IRA.
Then, oh, you know.
I know IRA, me not go IRA again.
Oh, you know, guy, oh, I think, oh, seeing.
I'm so sure why them have them tape, I would have to ask. Shane, them not have them tape in the 90s, Shane.
Yeah, man, Shane supposed to can't find it, man.
No, man, but make Shane talk for himself, no, man. Make Shane talk for himself. Shane, no,
I don't think Muda find that, you know. No.
I'm not going to find them tape, man. I'm going to have to go find them on cassette.
Oh, yeah, I think a cassette to the band.
And then, the amount of cassette, if you go look for that tape, there's a joke. I have to put up one day and then say, right, it's that tape I would have asked me for. And some would have gone.
But there's nobody there on the line. There's nobody that listen still. If nobody that listen.
Somebody
would have love. Yeah, man, somebody have it, man. Because I let million man in the Rasta and I kept it days. And the man never bring it here forward in the Rasta.
All right. If anybody, them will call and say them have it. Or if me find it, me tell you. All right.
Seen.
All right.
But when me say, me go, boy, I mean, if I come off a station and not get a solution in the Rasta.
Oh, you will get the solution.
To get it so hard.
To get it so hard. Hold up the call. I tell you what I tell you already.
All right, well. All right, well, I'll call back there still and I'll go and listen. Yeah, I'll go and listen still, you know?
All right.
Highway.
Yeah.
Highway.
Muta.
Oh, Manding.
Yeah, man, Mandingo. yes. Man, some serious things are going on in Britain here. First of all, on Sunday night, a 10-month-old baby was rescued from the channel, but 8 men died when a small boat in which the baby was in tore apart on the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And this is part of the continuing tragedy of people from Africa, Afghanistan, and other places trying to coming through from France. And the 10 who died on the rocks, the 8 men, Sunday night, unfortunately a 10-month baby was saved, comes after 18 attempted crossings made on Saturday night when the sea was relatively...
18 by the same people or different people?
No, different. 18 attempted crossings.
Yeah.
18 separate attempted crossings were made on the Saturday night, which is the night before, when the sea was relatively calm. Yeah. And about 200 people were saved off the coast of Calais in a 24-hour period from Friday to Saturday night. You know what I mean? Very, very
serious.
Tragic.
And more than 21,000 people have crossed the channel on small boats since the beginning of 2024. The Home Office has said, you know what I mean? And then the next serious thing, and then the next serious thing, this guy, Keir Starmer, who is the head of the Labour Party, who just won the election from the Conservatives.
Yeah.
The pensioners are bawling and saying this is not what they voted for. Because every year, under the Tories, I know, just like the people say with PMP and GLP in Jamaica, 6 or 1 half a dozen. The Tories, yes. And Democrats and Republicans in the states, like where Malcolm said. Because what happened? There's a winter allowance for heating during the winter month. And what Keir Starmer has done is that only the most deprived people on pension will be getting this winter fuel allowance that them used to get. And him say, yes, and him taking it away from others. The only ones who getting it are the ones who have pension credit, meaning that they are the lowest paid in terms of state pension. You know what I mean? And thing. Guess why I'm saying doing it? He needed to plug a 20 billion debt in public finances. But what people have said, he should charge the 1% rich. Because if he charge the 1% rich at a minimum thing, he would, thank you, Muta, you read it straight as a prophet. He would make more than the 20 billion. He would make at least 22 billion and more. So he's deliberately pressuring pensioners who are the poorest, the vast majority of them. You know what I'm saying? Because people like Charles and other people like that, them not have no problem with heating their homes and that type of thing. And when it's cold, a lot of people die in the winter months in this country, you know, because of the cold.
The elderly people, them.
Elderly, exactly. Wicked boy. This boy Keir Starmer. But him not finish yet. Why the pensioners are ball now? Him coming with a next thing now, that there's a thing for pensioners get in London, the free bus pass. You know, you can travel on the bus. Them call it the Freedom Pass. Him proposing in the next budget coming later this year to take away the free bus pass that has been going on for many, many years.
Look like him and Trump a friend, man.
Definitely. Wicked boy, Keir Starmer. So him go after the pensioners first, taking away them winter fuel allowance heating, so that a lot of them will die. And now headed, because Britain, England is the most expensive country in Europe for traveling, you know, to go buy bus or train, you know. All the other countries, France,
local travel,
far cheaper. Yes. Yeah, man. Wicked. You know? And yes, and the next thing too, we see that the French and the US don't stop trying to overthrow the Pan-Africanist governments in Mali, Burkina Faso, and yeah, who are working together. Yes, and them using them puppets like Akufo-Addo in Ghana and Tinubu in Nigeria to try to overthrow them, you know. But so far they have stood strong and so, because them even want to use them as them troops from Nigeria and Ghana and so to try to invade, to put back Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali under the hands of French
The Burkina Faso stand up against them hard though. The Burkina Faso brother, they must stand up against them hard.
The Traore, who is the Sankara, he must stand up against them. And this is why people like you and I and other Pan-Africanists, Muta, we have to support these Pan-Africanists in Mali, Ghana, and Burkina Faso by any means necessary. We have to do that. I mean, same way, them did put racist sanctions against President Mugabe in Zimbabwe, and them still have the racist sanctions against Zimbabwe still, you know, because our people reclaim them land and that type of thing, you know. We have to have them. And Muta, I know you have been talking about this just like myself. Jamaican soldiers and police must leave Haiti, leave the Africans of Haiti, and not be used as for US and French races. Eh?
They must send more.
Well, whatever happened to the
2 dozen down there, they must send more.
Well, I can tell you something. And you only send them on behalf, whatever happened to the Jamaican soldiers and police and the Kenyan police by the Asian revolutionaries, then bring that on themselves. Jamaica have gangs that they must deal with. It's not gangs in Haiti, as me and you know. It's Africans in Haiti who fighting for the independence of them country. Because you know, in the last century, the U.S. occupied Haiti with Marines in 19 years and stole the bullion of Haiti and then want thief the resources of Haiti and that type of thing. Right?
Well, they have been stealing the resources of Haiti. They have been doing that.
They have been doing it non-stop, and that's why they did overthrow President Bertrand Aristide, the U.S. Overthrow him and exile him. And even though he's in Haiti now, the U.S. has told their puppet that the man can only live in his country, but he cannot participate in the politics of his country, and then ban his party, Lavalas, which is the biggest party which would win any election in Haiti. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they talk about so-called democracy and justice and that type of thing. Yet you ban President Bertrand Aristide from taking part in the politics of his country, Haiti, and ban his party that would be any election. You know? Yeah.
We have to go move now.
All right. So keep the fire. So Jamaican soldiers and police come out of Haiti. Anything happen to you know? You deserve it as traitors. A fight against other Africans. A fight for them country independence. Haiti will set the trend. And first African Republic.
I don't think them soldiers know anything about where you're saying, you know. It's that them a follow orders. Puppet pan a string, you know? Puppet pan a string.
Yes, but remember Nuremberg, Germany? Yeah, but Muta, remember the soldiers in Germany who was following orders? That was no defense. Them was hanged and executed for following orders.
What I say is that them they are Haiti already. You saying come out of Haiti, them now go come out because you say that. You know, just that.
All right. Them now go come out because me said that, and because since them choose to go along with those wicked orders. So whatever happened to them, Muta?
Well,
whatever happened to them?
No, if anything happened to them, all this goose cook.
Yes. Yes.
Anything, that myself at 3 weeks now, I say, well, I'm more than 3 weeks, I said, you know. In better hope said none of them man, they're not dead down there.
Because you know, because he would have been sacrificing the lives of Africans from Jamaica, in Haiti, fighting for racist US and French imperiality
of the world.
Blessed man.
Yes. It has been said at all times, Muta, that the rain fall upon the just and the unjust. And then, you know,
when we look and see now, none of the money no fall down on the poor man's side. What happened?
You ask me?
All right, me only give a point now. When me ask you now, you see, want to know if I dishonest God dishonest or what?
Maybe.
Listen here now. You left from the Kingston I go serve. All right, you could have left from Niggin Pike, say, well, then you come to serve. You come St. Elizabeth. And I realize the man then way up the land, two sides of the road run a double fence. Right? Good. Not just alone. And you have some other land about the place. I want piece of land we know name. Not mean. A whole pack of trample that land, right? I have some big name. We have whole parcel of land. Right? Good. And the Christian we believe in a God. No get none of God land. Right? Sometimes the Christian in a courthouse, the man judge and landlord in a rent problem.
Yeah.
Right? Good. Police and soldiers of Jamaica, listen here now.
Maybe they might talk to the wrong God.
We soon come to that motor. Police and soldiers in Jamaica now, listen here now. The man they might use, you know, to protect them thief in something them. And who don't have no see that. Look at that tell no police and soldier. This no go for the man them where one go broke house and you understand and go along people. Not about a fundamental plan. Look like the system of the holy war. Police and soldier of this land. Look at me and say the man them use or no to protect them thief in sitting. And who don't have nothing to see that. All right. See the joke of the serious now. The part of land material with the man there, we have two sides. When you left on that side there, from one side, they go serve. With the man them, way up the two sides of the road, much miles of land. Right? So then now, at the two parties, you know, along with UDC, the whole of them. And police and soldiers look good. So they only have to work certain amount of here before they can pity you or nothing. Right? Some of them dead up on the work, I work with the man them and I put the man and thief in something. And who don't have no see that? Look what me I say the police and soldier. Look here now. I want to work like when I go in Africa, they know when. Them say some pirates are stop some ship. They say it's not pirate. The soldier, them and police, them have to come together and take back what's theirs, cause a lot of gold, ruby, diamond, and live out of the country. Some country about there.
There's a lot of gold, diamond, what?
Gold, diamond, rubies, and pearl.
The way?
I leave out of the country, I go away.
Leave out of which country?
Out of Africa.
Oh.
So when I'm about pirate, you see? Them not telling the truth. Right? What only you go on the pirates, you go on the African coast there. The police and soldiers and them tied there and them can come together and say, no, enough is leaving out and we back our things.
Yeah.
See there? England have a lot of gold on that tunnel. Like a treasury on that tunnel. Diamond, ruby, pearl, sapphire, right? We come from Africa. England have said thing. America have said thing. Canada have said thing. Look here. The resources of our land here is the people them here. Mr. Holness and Mr. Golden, we don't need a holy war. Look at a big holy war. Where the Christians are going involved, the Christians believe in a God and they don't get no God land. Look on that one.
All right, sir. You see that already. So we're going to move here now.
All right, sir. Give some money that.
You know, so we'll be back here a little more from this at 2 p.m. with the stepping razor, the art of war. So, can go take a little nap, get up and drink some tea or whatsoever, and ready for 2 o'clock. Cutting edge, done right now. Stepping razor start later.
Yeah, people. Yo, you messing man. Yeah, you don't know the thing set, alright? Big up on yourself. You don't know. We're going to catch you in the next one. Tomorrow, you see it, step in razor style. So go get some rest. You don't know what to do. Like the video, share the video to your loved ones. You see what me I say? Yeah, man. I'm a thing, you know, people. Me's a man I catch you. Tomorrow, you see it? Up to the time, you know the thing go. Yeah, our day under your nose. I'm out.